Okay, so a little bit of breaking news, a little bit of reassuring news. We talked about it yesterday. How the Pistons have handled the hiring of Trajan Langdon is bizarre. I mean, the idea that there is no official announcement, no team letterhead, no press conference. Well, now news today, he's taking care of, I think, the biggest part, which is to throw Troy Weaver out on the street on his ass and fire Troy Weaver. So, okay, good start. I think there's at least a level of reassurance now. We can attempt to have some hope. But here's my question. With Troy Weaver gone, do we need Monty Williams fired too to fully believe that Trajan Langdon is the new sheriff in town? I think the Troy Weaver thing was the bare minimum. That's Matt Millen on hardwood. Yeah. That's the easy move. What do you do with Monty?
You got to let him go as well, because this team just got worse under him, and I don't know if he didn't have any say-so, but you saw with the lineups that he put out there, and you were questioning, like, okay, well, why are you playing this guy? But you're leaving Ivy on the bench, but playing Killian Hayes, and Killian Hayes is garbage. Like, what are we doing here? So, yeah, I do. If you're gonna start over, man, you got to start completely over. And I think that this is Trajan's way of coming in and saying, hey, Pistons fans, I hate to say this to you, but I'm hitting that reset button again, and we're going to start over from today, from June 1st. Hopefully, we will have just all new people in the building.
Hopefully, we can have all new people in the building. If you don't have the players, the coaching rarely matters, right? You only get to criticize Doc Rivers once Doc Rivers has players. If he was the coach of the Charlotte Hornets, it wouldn't matter. But when you're Doc Rivers in Milwaukee or the Clippers or Boston the later years and you're tanking in the playoffs, you need players. So the most important thing will be players. The Monty thing is not a hill I'm dying on. I'm with Rico in this regard. Monty's performance last year was it was theater of the absurd. It was a man who had seemingly from the beginning buyer's remorse, did not look like he wanted to be here. As the winners set in and you're 3-30, oh my God, what have I done? I have to stay here. Mm-hmm. There is an element of this where it's like, all right, Monty wants a bunch of three-point shooters and guys who stand in the corner. Your roster's built. It's the antithesis of that. I would really need assurances from Monty. Look, this is the direction we're going to take this team. Like, case in point, if Monty, let's say Trajan Langdon wants Jaden Ivey to be the point guard, wants him to be the face of the franchise. Oh, if Monty doesn't buy into that, Monty can't be the coach.
Right.
So I'll be interested to see what happens next. But yes, once again, Troy Weaver's gone. Shams report. You still don't have a letterhead. You still don't have a press conference. The draft is less than a month away.
You've gotten all your news through social media. Or unless you were sitting in Mackinac and you heard the words from Arn himself.
Isn't that something bizarre? It just doesn't pass smell test, does it?
No. You should not be getting all your official news from the Pistons unofficially from social media.
Or the Mackinac policy.
Or the Mackinac policy.
Cocktail hour. Yeah. All right, David, go ahead and some of the ticket text.
Yeah, see, I'll give you what'll give me hope, and I know hope is not a strategy here, but it's kind of a Venn diagram here for me. Monty Williams has to go because in my mind, you have to trade Cade, which means Ivy has to be that point guard for you, that leader for you offensively. Well, Monty already showed that he doesn't like Ivy. Earlier in the season, we saw how he treated Ivy. He put him on the end of the bench. Oh, then I played you because, now Killian's awful. He showed me that he didn't like Ivy. So if Ivy's the decision that he has to be here, then Monty has to go. So it'll give me hope if Monty's gone. You get rid of him next, then I'm like, okay, cool. Trajan's making the right decisions. Now let's get rid of Cade. Let's build this thing and start fresh.
See, I like the last part that you said is it's Cade's here and everyone else is gone. Or everyone else is gone. Or everyone else is here and Cade's gone. Like, you see these mock drafts. And I look, they're mock drafts. But I don't think it's accidental the Pistons are being linked to Matas Buzelis. Why? Michael Tellem is his agent. It's another one of his friends and family nonsense. Like, for instance, you can't take Donovan Clingan. You already have Jalen Duren. I don't care. I'll trade Duren. See,
man, there is nobody on this team that's untouchable.
And I am with you, but I think there is a great many Piston fan who believe. Remember the old Joe Dumars phrase, sacred cows?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like people here are so desperate to feel like the rebuild wasn't a total waste of time that they're attaching a moniker to some of these players that they can't be dealt. Make no mistake about it.
Brother,
If
beef stew, gone. Whoever, gone.
Asur, gone. Ivy, gone. In the right moves. But if I'm keeping Cade, the cast that is around him is so flawed. Why would I keep it? I'll give you an example. If Trajan Langdon views Donovan Clingan as the second best player in this draft and he's sitting there at 5, you are not in a position to draft a need. You have to take the best available player. Who has shown you that more than anyone else? Brad Holmes. Take the best player. Please.
Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out later.
That's it. And Jalen Duren could have a very nice role for a good basketball team. He's not helping you.
Right.
His 14 and 12 a night don't help you.
Or, you know what? Here's the thing. Maybe the competition gets him better where now it's not promised that you're going to play. You got to go out there and work a little bit harder and try to get that spot back. But you're right. At this point, there is no one that should be safe because you won 14 games. You don't get the bunker. You don't get to hide. You've been exposed. So, yeah, we're going to start this thing all over again, and I'm going to come up with a brand new lineup. Now, as far as Monty Williams, maybe Trajan has to just have a really long heart-to-heart talk with him to see where is your head. I'm going to tell you what it looked like for me as an outsider. It looked like you didn't want to be here. So
I was going to say something else. I'm glad you went where you went.
Convince me you want to be here. Convince me what's going to be different this year from last year. How do you get better? And maybe it was a one-year anomaly that he just has so much going on that he wasn't all there. But maybe, you know what, guys, I realized I was bad.
It's also amazing. What are the Pistons so afraid of with these Friday news dumps? What are you afraid of? People are ready to throw a parade. Troy Weaver just got fired. What are you hiding it for?